Imagine holding in your hand a tiny piece of history, a humble coin that has traveled through time, slipped through the fingers of soldiers, shopkeepers, schoolchildren, and perhaps even presidents. This is not just a penny. It's a 1935 Lincoln wheat cent, a little bronze disc that carries with it the legacy of a nation, the image of its most revered leader, and the quiet strength of a people weathering the final years of the Great Depression. Back in 1935, America was a country slowly rising out of one of its darkest economic periods. The Great Depression had left scars on businesses, on families, and on the national psyche. But there were signs of recovery. Franklin D. Roosevelt was in office, New Deal programs were taking effect, and Americans were beginning to hope again. In their pockets, they carried these coins, copper pennies featuring the stoic profile of Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of unity and perseverance. These were not flashy coins made for collectors or showpieces meant for the wealthy. These were working coins, meant to pass from hand to hand, quietly doing their job. The Lincoln cent had been introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait, and it caused quite a stir when it was first released. But by 1935, it had become a familiar sight. The obverse showed Lincoln facing right, with the words, "In God We Trust," arching above his head, "Liberty" to his left, and the date, 1935, to the right. There was no mint mark, which tells us this particular penny was struck in Philadelphia, the oldest and one of the most historically significant mints in the United States. Now, let's imagine this coin in 1935. Maybe it was freshly struck, gleaming with that rich reddish-brown copper tone. It could have gone straight into the hands of a shopkeeper who placed it in the till after a customer paid for a loaf of bread that cost just a few cents. Maybe a child used it to buy a stick of gum, a bottle of soda, or a comic book. Over the years, it might have fallen between couch cushions, been tucked into a soldier's pocket as a lucky charm during World War II, or jingled in the pockets of a farmer riding a tractor across a dusty field. What makes the 1935 Lincoln wheat penny so captivating is not just its age, but its story. It represents a slice of Americana, simple, durable, and enduring. It's one of the most common dates in the wheat penny series, but common doesn't mean boring. Far from it. Each coin has its own journey, its own quirks, and its own unique charm. The 1935 Lincoln cent was made with pride, like all coins of the era, and though millions were minted, each one has weathered the years differently. Some 1935 pennies today show deep wear, their details smoothed out by decades of circulation. Others have been preserved in coin collections, their sharp features and original luster kept safe from time. And then there are the rare few with minting errors, off-center strikes, double dyes, or lamination issues that make collectors' hearts beat a little faster. These oddities can sometimes turn a humble cent into a treasure worth many dollars, even hundreds in rare cases. One of the reasons the 1935 Lincoln wheat penny remains beloved by collectors is because it sits at the intersection of beauty, accessibility, and historical value.